Hi Capricorn, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your June 2022 love reading. Thanks to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridge of the gap spread. And the way it works is a look at the past energies, present energies, and future energies between you and the main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll actually pull some oracle cards for some additional insight, and that's where the bridge of the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Cosmic Tarot. Also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Nine of Staves. So this is actually a Sagittarius energy here. So what I'm getting from this primarily could just be saying that you guys are feeling really guarded toward the connection in the past. So, maybe you guys have gone through a previous heartbreak that you weren't necessarily healed from. I don't necessarily feel like this is directly related to them, as far as I don't feel like they're the ones who put you in that guarded position, but I feel like it was more of a situation that you came into the connection with that energy already. Alright, and past energy on their side, we have the Two of Pentacles. So they could have vacillated quite a bit as well as far as what they were thinking with the connection. As far as one day they might have felt like they were sure themselves that they wanted to be in it, other days maybe not as much. So between the two of you, I don't know. It looks like the two energies feeding off of each other probably didn't help matters, right? Because if they're a little wishy-washy, that might have made you feel a little guarded, like, okay, I don't know if I could trust this person. And then vice versa, if you were already guarded a little bit, that could have made them feel unsure, right? Like, okay, they seem really guarded. I'm not sure if they're interested. So yeah, in the past, looks like you guys, again, for the majority of you, I feel like these could be separate situations that you guys went through before meeting each other that had you in this energy already, but for others of you, could be a direct relation to each other. All right, present energy on your side, we have the Queen of Arrows. So this is actually Libra energy here, and to me, this shows that you're a lot more open to the connection now. I feel like this is saying that you still would want them to approach you, so I feel like you're still in a more receptive role as opposed to actually pursuing them, but at the very least, it looks like there's a much more openness than we saw in the past position. Alright, present energy on their side, we have the Two of Wands, so Aries energy here. And this could represent a growth in their confidence too, because here we have the back and forth energy. So this is still a two energy, but at the same time, the Two of Wands represents some confidence and some bold action. So looks like they're definitely growing in their confidence for sure. All right, and future energy on your side. We have Contemplation, which is the equivalent of the Hermit in traditional tarot, and the Nine of Cups. So yeah, this could just be saying again, I feel like this is you just taking a more passive role in the connection, so the desire for the person could still be there, right? But I don't necessarily see you taking action toward the connection. And with that Nine of Cups, though, that could change for some of you, because the Nine of Cups is usually a wish fulfillment energy, and it's another very receptive energy, where if we think about in the traditional tarot, there's a person with their arms crossed, right? Looking like they're just waiting for things to come to them. And that's usually how I view Nine of Cups energy as a whole. But in this particular deck, what always stands out to me is those 8 cups up in the rainbow there. It's almost making me think of the 10 of Cups energy that we see that usually does have the rainbow. So for some of you, this could represent you guys actually taking some action toward moving yourselves toward that 10 of Cups energy. So that could require you guys actually opening up a little bit more, right, and communicating with this person. And especially because for you guys, Pisces energy does represent your house of communication as well. Alright, and future energy on their side, we have quite a few cards. We have the Nine of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Queen of Wands, and the Emperor. So yeah, again, I'm getting an indicator here that on the one hand, they do feel a lot more confident and fairly independent as well. But with these cards, we see the Four of Wands, which I usually view as Aries energy, Queen of Wands, which I usually view as Aries energy, the Emperor also, right? So to me, this all represents a growth in their confidence toward the connection. So yeah, like I said, for some of you, this could even just say that maybe these were separate situations you guys went through that had you both a little bit guarded for different reasons, right? And now you're both healing and growing in your confidence. That's primarily what I'm seeing here, but we'll see what we get once we get to the oracle cards and everything. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Seven of Swords. So yeah, this could have been a situation you guys were going through, right? In traditional tarot, the Seven of Swords, the person's facial expression, they look happy to be getting away with what they're doing, whereas here, if we look at our facial expressions, he doesn't look too happy at all, right? So this could just be saying for some of you, you might have been engaging in more casual relationships for a while, right? Because again, you might have been guarded toward opening yourselves up for something more serious. So it looks like it could just be saying if that's the case, you're probably done with that phase two and disappointed with it, right? You found it to be unfulfilling, so that could be part of why you're more open to something more serious now as well. And it does kind of look like the same person we see in the Queen of Arrows card, so there could be a connection there. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing with that. And now for some of you, this could represent deceptive energy that you brought to the connection, but I don't necessarily pick up on it as much. I feel like it's more of a cycle that you guys have gone through that probably led to you being guarded. All right, and bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Five of Pentacles. So yeah, similar to the theme for the cards on this side, I feel like on the right side, it's a similar thing where I feel like this is saying more of this was what led up to them feeling a little bit wishy-washy, right? Like, okay, in the past, maybe they were left out in the cold, so they were a little bit guarded as well. So yeah, it looks like you guys probably went through your own separate situations that were disappointments for you that had both of you guarded in different ways, right? And now we see a little bit of growth in the confidence. It does still look like the person on the right here is going to be the one taking more of the physical action within the connection, but at least we do see what appears to be openness on both sides. So there is some potential there. All right, moving on to the Oracle cards. First, we'll see what we get from Aqua Moonlight deck here. I did pre-shuffle this deck, and what I'm looking for here is unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. And I'm gonna be looking for jumpers initially as I shuffle now. And worst case, if I don't get any after I shuffle for a while, I'll put the deck down and we'll pull cards that way. But we'll see if we get any jumpers first. Almost had one there. And yeah, this one doesn't want to go back in the deck. Oh, went way over there. And then next we'll see if we get one from them to you. Alright, and this doesn't want to go back in the deck on that side. So let me put the deck down and alright. On your side, we have nervous. It says you make me lose my cool and I just don't know how to act in your presence. So yeah, that could represent why you guys were partially feeling a bit guarded too, right? Where maybe you just felt like it was a bit much. With that Queen of Arrows energy, like I said, it does look like there's more openness there. But yeah, maybe that's part of what it was too, right? So possibly because you've gone through disappointments, but either way, this looks like it's saying that, okay, whenever this person would approach, you might have just gotten nervous and not necessarily known how to interact with them, and that could have brought your walls up. All right, and on their side, we have unrequited. It says, oop, all right, it won't focus. There we go. It says, I'm not sure if we both feel the same way about each other. So yeah, this definitely makes me think of the Two of Pentacles energy for sure, where like I said, it seemed like maybe because you were guarded. So that's kind of what I was feeling in a way, was that this energy was feeding off of each other and not in a positive way, right? Which, it's not about blame, but that's kind of what I'm seeing there. If you were nervous when they would approach and then you put your walls up, they're probably thinking, oh, well, okay, I guess they're not interested in me, right? So it looks at the very least like that could have been the issue in the past. Like I said, it looks like they're growing in their confidence here in the present, and it looks like you're becoming more open in the present as well. Let me look at these future cards one more time. Yeah, I mean, I feel pretty safe saying that it looks like they're growing in their confidence for sure, so they probably will make another approach. But yeah, at the very least, that Two of Pentacles, or maybe even this Five of Pentacles, could explain that they were feeling like, oh, okay, well, I made an approach to Capricorn, they don't seem interested, right? So that could be where the unrequited energy came from there. All right, so lastly, we'll pull a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Same situation as far as I pre-shuffled this one as well, but here we're just looking for one card with general advice to wrap up with. All right, and that doesn't want to go back in the deck, so let's see what we got. All right, we have TikTok. There's the artwork, and the number is 30. So yeah, could have just been as simple as a timing thing between the two of you, but let's see what it says in the book. Okay, the relationship message says love, the fulfillment of desire, and even the body's reproductive cycles have their own timetable. Some things are preordained and cannot be coerced. Everything has its season, its divine and appropriate timing, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. Remember that you always have enough time for love, to find it, to nurture it, to give and receive it. Its clock is eternal and ticks according to the beating of your heart, in perfect rhythm. Isn't that wonderful to know? Love is always right on time. So yeah, pretty positive message there. And like I said, it's primarily what I'm picking up on there. You guys might have both had your own separate heartbreaks that you went through before really crossing paths with each other. That had you both guarded, right? Like I said, this person seemed discouraged if you did have your walls up. But we do see a growth in confidence there, along with you seemingly more open to the connection as well. So, like I said, it looks like for the majority of you, they would have to be the ones to approach because I don't see you actually taking physical action or approach for the majority of you. But it does look like there is potential to get this going for sure. So, hopefully that resonates with you guys. We'll wrap up there and we'll see you all next month. All right, bye.